Modern dating is as worse as it's ever been. And in this video, I am going to show you how I tested and approved all the partners that I went on a date with or I was interested in the hopes that by the end of this video, you're going to be doing the exact same in order to secure your high quality partner or potential. Hi, so my name is Dole and I'm a dating and resilience coach. And this is the YouTube channel where I share insights on self-improvement and I turn men that are unwanted and undesired into wanted and loved and attracted by the right people. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. So overall, it was a turbulent and difficult journey. As I am today, I'm a married husband that attracted the right people and had a lot of fun before settling down. The title on the video is simply about testing and how to screen women. Number one, see, the truth of the matter is you're at war. And that's exactly how you gotta see it. This is not a game. It's not a joke. This is probably one of the most difficult and important decisions in your lifetime. You cannot take this lightly. So I need you to listen to the whole video, and not just that, but take notes and leave in a comment what your thoughts are or any struggle questions you may have. All right, but we're gonna dive in and I'm gonna break down to you how to make sure that you make the most important decision of your life, the best decision of your life. Cool. So how I done it was I set my standards early. What does that mean? I knew my identity. I knew what I wanted in the market. In fact, to the point where my friends were asking me, brother, the standards are too high. No one's gonna catch up to them. And I said, that's fine, because that's exactly the whole point. You want to filter the market. There's 8 billion people. Do you like men? Do you like women? Okay, for a woman, then it's gonna be less than 8 billion people. Do you like women that live near you, or do you like women that are you happy to do a long distance relationship? That narrows it down again. But you want to be stern on your requirements, so instead you set your standards early. Now, I'll share a story. My ex was 2.5 hours away from me, and the relationship was actually not too bad. Okay, the only problem was I wasn't clear on my standards. So there's some things that I was tolerating for the sake of compromising. Your comment shouldn't come at the expense of your standards. What do I mean by that? If she takes long to reply, it's very likely that she's not interested. Yeah, she might give you a different excuse every other time, but truth be told, if there's one thing I've learned about dating or meeting a lot of women, is if they're interested, or unless they've got like the managers at the back of their head, they'll find a way to get back to you because they're actually keen on getting to know you. So they don't want to take the piss. So if she's taking long to respond, please, that's your sign to call it quits. Test her character. What I mean by that is you don't necessarily want to let her know you're testing her, but you just want to put her in scenarios where it's going to be easy for you to detect whether this is the type of person you want to spend your time with or not. Now, I wouldn't say intentionally test her, but you want to take notes and be very observant of how she deals with circumstances. Is she taking the blame? Is she blaming other people? That would tell you very simply that person is not accountable. Oh, just out of curiosity, what happened? Yeah, I was late and she has seen a taxi driver. Taxi driver was such a twat. He was, oh gosh, no, never again. Okay, so it was the taxi driver's fault. Now, example number 2. Do you know what? I should have, I probably knew there was traffic. I should have known. I'm sorry. It's something I'm working on. Number 3, I was actually on time. Where were you? Right? So my point is, you want to test that character just to see not just how punctual she is. That's just an example, but gauge the type of person you're dealing with. Is she accountable? Does she have the desire to improve herself? Does she have the desire to want better or more for herself? These are all answers that you can't answer yet. Something just came to me. You want to test on all 5 grounds. What is she like when she's angry? What is she like when she's happy? What is she like when she's upset or hungry? What is she like when she's very frustrated? What is she like when she's with her friends? Until you have an answer to all these questions, my suggestion, based on experience, is wait, be patient, and figure these things out first. Because you're not just dealing with someone that's going to change anyway, but understanding as much as possible the type of person you're dealing with is going to allow you to have some sort of prediction on the direction she'll take. On top of that, what I mean by test her character is, I'll give you an example. When I was dating, there was this girl, and whenever I didn't reply or I took long to reply because I was busy or something, she'd go on this tangent and just be like, send me paragraph after paragraph. And that's when I knew you're right off. Like, it's done. You need to be able to not just set your standards, but be very, very observant. Like, you need to be very logical. Before you commit, before you now say, I want to take this serious, make sure that you're actually testing these things, because your peace is at stake. You ignore these flags, they're going to bite you right back at the end. So be very, very self-aware, but more than anything, be very aware of the action she's taking. You need to make sure that you take actual visual notes of how she reacts to things. I need to be able to answer it. Okay, reason why I'd want to get with this girl is because I've seen her in this occasion, that occasion, and you know what, it makes sense. Red flags are not to be negotiated. I remember when I was dating again, I don't like dealing with girls that like to party a lot. And it's not because it's simply because it's just not something I like doing. So I don't want you to feel like I need you to do that for me, or you need to do that for me. No, let's just call a spade a spade. I don't like partying. Our vision does turn the line. I was watching an interview, and actually a lot of us try to do this thing where we try to impress her on the first time we go out. And my honest opinion on that is, it's never served me well. I remember the difference between my success with women was my desire to impress them. I just simply wasn't interested in trying to impress them. I was just being me. And when I was being authentic, the results I got from that, rather than when I wasn't authentic, were 2 complete different outcomes. So my advice is, don't just be aware of the non-negotiable, be very, very intentional about being authentic. Because when you're not authentic, you set the bar so high that gives her an impression of you that's not real, and also gives you a task that you may not be able to fulfill moving forward. If you don't go Hakkasan on a daily day, this is for the UK guys, if you're not on a Hakkasan, on a daily regimen type of thing, bro, don't go there. Go where you go with your veterans, or go for a walk, go for a coffee or whatever. And even if she's not on it, that's fine. You don't want to deal with someone that needs you to impress them, for you to go out with them. You don't do that. Yeah? This is probably one of the best things I wish someone told me. Do not try to impress anybody. Like, don't do that. Just be you, so that she can have a clear idea of who she's dealing with. When you try to impress because you're insecure, what happens is it creates an unbalance that then has to be fulfilled and maintained, which creates a strain in your performance or a disappointment on her side, because you gave her the impression that you're this guy and you're not that guy, right? So is it a competitive market? I don't see it that way. And the reason why I don't see it that way is because at the end of the day, whoever's going to be with you is going to be with you because they like you, not because they feel like you're the best out of the bunch. How do women actually perceive that is by how confident you are about who you truly are. I'll give you an example. I dealt with women that also dated millionaires. I dealt with women that also dated footballers. I dealt with women that dealt with Another time, I was just working as an estate agent. Now, they test too, by the way. And when they test you by sort of seeing how confident you are, they test you by seeing if you're someone that they can take the piss out of. So don't fall, don't break. Okay? So the best way for you to handle that is by just being authentic. Like, hey, listen, this is me. Alright? This is what I do. And it either works for you or it doesn't. And it's cool either way, I'm cool. So are we happy to proceed or not? And based on that, you can just proceed or not. What I'll also say is, always make it seem like you're poorer than you actually are, which is completely against what most people have said in today's day and age. And the reason why is because you are able to over-deliver by under-promising. And I promise you, it's much better to over-deliver than it is to under-deliver. So don't force. If anything, you want to start slow and build your way up. But in order for you to get there, I believe the best way for you to do that is to build the self-confidence. Because the difference between, like I said at the start, the 2-year project where I got rejected and my turnover in terms of retention and the women I was dealing with at the time, and then of course then finding my wife, is simply this: I just understood this one thing: build over time, compound it, build something that you can sustain, build something that you can be consistent at. Hey, I'm not the type of guy that's gonna go over, like, don't get into this Instagram or social media type of like, oh my gosh, I wanna be this type of, no, I was already doing this anyway, and you just happen to be here, so I'm just gonna carry on doing what I'm doing anyway. And do you know what? The most important thing out of this whole thing is discipline. Discipline and consistency is much more valuable to women than you think it is. When they see that you're on your purpose, when they see that regardless of what you're on, you don't break, you don't fall, you stick to your regimen. Yeah, some women may find it boring, but is that someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Someone that doesn't value discipline, someone that doesn't value confidence, someone that doesn't value your ability to stick to your word? That's a red flag. So identify your red flags. Lateness. I want to say lateness is a red flag because, again, but what I would say is a red flag is raising your voice for me. And I'm quite stern on that. I don't raise my voice. I don't see why you should. Like, if we can't speak on a one-to-one basis, if we can't conversate as adults, we don't need to talk. I promise you. Because I value peace. I'm never going to shout at you. I'm never going to disrespect you. I'm never going to call you names. But all I ask in return is, don't shout. Like, you don't need to shout. I'll listen. I'll hear what you've got to say. So make your standards clear and make sure that whatever's not within your standard is seen as a red flag, and don't budge on those things. Like, be very stern, because I promise you, the moment you're not stern on these things is when things start to get messy, is when things start to get intertwined. It's like, oh, but you know what, she actually just kind of good, you know. Bro, you shouldn't have done that, bro. Come on, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I say to my clients. Listen, looks, before you pick someone because of their looks, always think of them in 50 years' time. In fact, think of them without their wig. And then make your judgment. Because the truth is, this wig stuff, all this makeup stuff, it's a looks thing. And I actually learned this from my dad. The truth is, that's not who they truly are. What they truly are is what they look like in the morning when they've got no makeup on, when they're about to brush their teeth. That's who you're going to be with. That's who you want to marry. So make your decision based on that. Don't make it based on how she looks or what she's carrying. And you know what's so funny? Some of the girls do this thing where when they got their dresses on, they have actually a belt. I'm not gatekeeping. Like, I'll be honest, I've seen the belt a couple of times. Just go to the gym, you know? And I've got videos where I show that too. And you know what's so bad? Men are doing that too. You've seen Drake, you've seen all these guys. They do it too. So it's I hope you're not one of those guys. I hope you're into your self-improvement. That's probably why you're here, because I'm very big on you taking care of yourself first before pointing fingers, but more than anything, don't set a standards that you don't even have for yourself. Like, if you can't look after yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, then probably shouldn't be dating anyway. But what I would say is that if you're at that position, which is where most of my clients are anyway, definitely do not ignore the red flags. I know you want the thrill, but you may just need to understand that, you see, once your emotions take over, it's going to be a problem. So you want to make sure that you set your foot on the ground when it comes to your requirements. What are my red flags and what are my standards? Now, if you're now struggling with this, or you're in a phase where things just don't seem to be happening, I've got a 40-day challenge, a free ebook, where I've dialed down in 40 days everything that I believe you're gonna be needing, for you to transform yourself. But if you still feel like you need further help, further support, feel free to go on my link in my YouTube, where we can book a call and discuss in a free consultation how I can assist you on a one-to-one basis and take things further and get you in the right place in 90 days, where you can be wanted and loved by the right people. Okay? I'm not in the business of pleasing anyone by sharing this. All I want is for the videos, because this is the thing. I feel like we've got red pill, we've got black pill, we've got this pill, we've got people like fresh fade, all these people telling you, you know what, yeah, women are miserable and they deserve what's coming to them. And you've got to love women. You've got to love women, bro. There's no way you're gonna not love women. And like, I when I started appreciating women and just loving them for what they are, I'm not even on a this is the thing. You don't need to be a bitch and love women. You can just be who you want in your manly state, be after your goal, after your purpose, and still be able to show your woman love. Like, there has to be an in-between. It doesn't have to be black and white. The world isn't black and white. A lot of times it's actually grey, right? So this is what this video and this channel is about, creating that grey space where men can be men and show women love. Like, you don't have to be a woman's enemy in order to understand them. Like, I get the whole red pill thing, and I agree with some concepts, especially when it comes to the mental strength. But when it comes to how they deal with women, nah, bro, sorry, you lost me there. Because I love women. I've got a mom, I've got a sister. I wouldn't want them to deal with someone that looks at them as less than they are because they're angry at the way society has made things happen. Bro, just be tougher. Just be tougher. What I mean by that is, listen, you see, the way women are is not up to you anymore. But what you can control is how you're gonna be. And if you wanna change how women are, then it starts with you, bro. I promise you, I get it. There are some women that look, when I was dating, honestly, there's some women that honestly had no regard. Horrible. They'll go on dates, and after the date, they'll come and see me. And it's treacherous, bro. I get it. That's flipping annoying. I wasn't the person that took them on the date, and that's what I'm trying to show you can be. Like, there are people that are going to be destined to do that because they're insecure, because they drink the red pill Kool-Aid, or they just simply don't have the charm to understand how women work. I don't want that for you. I want you to be the guy that actually gets what they want from the relationship, from the situationship, and is able to proceed to the next stage, knowing that, hey, I actually found it was quite easy for me to find the right person. Because I promise you, easiest thing ever to find my partner. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. And the reason why it wasn't hard is because I understood how women work. Like, I had options, bro. Like, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you to understand. Like, it wasn't a thing where, gosh, I'm so miserable when I was bored. Like, they wouldn't leave me alone type of thing. And I don't get why people struggle. But there are people that, okay, I'm being cocky now. I definitely get why people struggle. But what I would say is, listen. So, without further ado, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. And definitely, like I said, share in the comments what you've learned so that we can proceed on to the next.